Hello everybody, welcome along to the final race of the TakeOver Racing League Season 2. This is the last round of the championship here at the fabulous Monza International Circuit in Milano, Italy. And you join us in the midst of a very thrilling fight for the championship in this last round, in which Smoke and Cheese 86, who are currently riding on board with, C110P Fan and iWardy HD are all running for the championship. Take a look at the standings here going into this last round. It's currently C110P who leads the way by just 3 points over Smoke and Cheese, meaning that if either one of these two drivers win the race, they will win the championship. iWardy's a further 16 points out, but he's still got a very good chance here at winning the title. It's a long shot, but anything can normally happen in the TakeOver Racing League. We've already had a retirement in qualifying. The numbers are a few tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to get a good race out of that. But what we're already down to 10 drivers in qualifying, as Steph Locious in the Mercedes has crashed out on the outlap, so bad luck for them. Then we'll have to be back for qualifying, or no qualifying lap for them. They'll have to start from last place in the race here. Regardless, the first of our championship contenders, Smoke and Cheese, here out on his first flying run. He's got a very good chance at winning the championship here tonight. A victory for him will be enough to secure him the championship. However, if that doesn't happen, then it may be very difficult for him to try and secure it. It all comes down to where C110P finishes if he does not win the race. Taking a look at C110P Fan now. He's been in the commanding seat for the majority of the season and comes into this final round just 3 points in front. He's definitely in a good position to try and win the championship from where he is, and qualifying will be crucial to whether he does that or not. He's weaving a bit down the straight. Into Ascari he comes. If we can, we'll try and follow him on his flying lap. Down the straight he comes towards Parabolica, once again weaving quite a bit. One of the bigger stories in this race, as well as the championship battle, is the question that everyone's been asking: will Touch Me Pope take a third consecutive victory? You got to keep in mind he's only a reserve, and he's won the last 2 races on the bounce. He won for McLaren at Silverstone. He also won in Singapore as well in the last race, which is very chaotic. But the question is, will he be able to repeat the job and get it done for the 3rd race in a row to close out the season? He's had a very good run for a reserve driver, and currently runs very well in the championship. So look at the qualifying times as of now. It's JTO40, who is the reigning champion for just one more race here, who's currently on pole position. Afro Ninja in 2nd place, Smoke and Cheese in 3rd. Those 3 are the only ones who have set laps so far. Stephanos is currently in 4th, but that'll change as soon as everyone else starts setting times. Stephen 471, who's had a decent season for McLaren, is currently on his first time run, as is C110P Fan. Is yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's it for Smoke and Cheese, letting C110P Fan through. Riding on board with him here as he head towards Ascari once again. Perhaps T32 in the house has just set his first time, a 1 minute 28. So he's still got some work to do here. He's come very close to losing it in turn 1. Managed to save the car just about. Down towards Parabolica comes the Alpine of C110P Fan. Into the last corner he goes. Out of Parabolica. And back towards the line. Does he have enough? Over the line, it's a 1 minute 21.8. Definitely not the best of starts. Next we'll be having a look at iWardy, who is the underdog, if you will, the long shot in this final race of the season. But Chaos is a regular part of the TakeOver Racing League, and if anyone can win it from here, he can. He's been up there all season. He's had decent chances to try and lead the championship, and he did briefly, but unfortunately he's a long way back now thanks to that last race. P-Fans finish around 10th, and then for Smoke and Cheese to finish 8th in that position. So if he can finish in the top 2, then he can win the championship. It's all still to play for, that's definitely for sure. Dr. Gaina is making his way around. He's just starting his first time run. I'm going to try and follow iWardy if we can on his time lap, take it for a lap around the Monza circuit, which is hosting the finale of Season 2. Over the line he comes to start his lap. Down towards turn 1, very long first straight into that very tight turn 1 and 2. Here he comes now, making sure to hit the apex, but not getting the orange sausage curb. Off the corner he comes, nice and smooth, very fast on the exit, keeping to the right hand side here as we head through the Curva Grande. And into the chicane we come. Got to be very careful on the brakes here. He's hit the sausage curb there and he went over the other one as well. So that's gonna scrub a lot of time off. Through the two lads he comes now, and towards the DRS zone that will see him into Ascari. Let's open up the DRS here. Down the straight he flies. Towards Ascari, slowing up a bit there. Not quite sure what he's doing. But regardless, he's now going through Ascari. At high speeds, it can be very tricky to nail the corner. I doubt he'll be setting the time this time around. It's into Parabolica now. The very fast, eventually fast, sweeping right-hander. And out of the last corner he comes. We'll be able to see what time he takes. It's not going to be pole position. It is going to be the 7th best time as of now. It's a 1:24.8. So right now in qualifying, the 3 title contenders, Smoke and Cheese has the edge. Weaving down the straight towards Ascari once again. 9 minutes left in this session. It's still JTO40 who has the best lap, as Tinky Winky 77 has just set a 1:21. Another reserve driving in the Red Bull this week. Is he going to let Afro Ninja through? He's on a time run. Looked up a bit going into turn 1 there. Through Ascari he goes. He's on his outlap to try and get around on his 2nd time run. Right now 8 of our 11 drivers tonight have set times. Touch Me Pope yet to actually set a lap, despite having come out of the pits earlier on. But out he comes now. Stephen 471 will be looking to set a time here. Out of Curva Grande and into the chicane. Will he hit the sausage curb like what he did earlier? He's hit one of them and he's gone around. There he goes. Unable to stop the car. Around goes the McLaren. He's coming up right in front of Dr. Guy and I there. You have to wait for everyone else to go through. And there goes Touch Me Pope making his way across, and now Stephen can make his re-entry. So that's his lap scuffed, and he's potentially wasted a good set of tyres to boot. Touch Me Pope making his way around now. Smoke and Cheese will he try and set time here, or will he come into the pits? I'm thinking he may pit. No, he's not extending out. Will he try and set the pole time? He's made it into 2nd, and that was very close there between the pole time and the time that's just been set by the Alfa Romeo driver. Afro Ninja through the chicane very nicely. Oh, around he goes, and there goes the Ferrari, just like that, out of the session. And that's 2 drivers we've now lost. But on the bright side, he was already quite a way up the order, so he could have still have a very good chance at a decent starting slot going into the race. Here comes Paris 232 now out on his outlap, going on his 2nd time run. Stephen 471 going into the pits here. Most likely to change tyres and then go out for another lap. Touch Me Pope here, making his way around. Making his way past Smoke and Cheese there. Has to be very careful not to get an invalidated lap as he flies towards Ascari once again. 6 minutes left in this session. There he goes on the curb a little bit there, and around he goes, and there goes Touch Me Pope, and he spun the car. Fortunately, he's been very lucky to have hit the barrier the way he did. Otherwise, he may have lost things. He may have been out of qualifying like that and forced to start in last place on the grid. He has to wait for everyone else to go through here. There goes Smoke and Cheese going rather slow on his way out, and then Touch Me Pope can now make his re-entry onto the racetrack. C110P fan now up to 4th place with his most recent effort. He's got to get back out on track at some point if he wants to try and stop everyone else. If he wants to try and stop the 2 title rivals in particular. Got to stop them from getting the edge on him in this qualifying session so that he can potentially try and swipe the championship from them. As Touch Me Pope makes his way in. Still 3 cars yet to set a time. Only 2 of them actually can, unfortunately. C110P fan here. Only he and Paris 232 still out on the track. We may see the track become completely empty in just a moment. Into Parabolica he goes once more. Paris 232 staying out. Is the Alpine also staying out? Nope, he's coming into the pits. Nice and smooth there. Very good driving to make his way in safely. Paris 232 now the only driver still out on the racetrack. Is anyone looking to head back out there, or are we going to have to wait? It doesn't look like we're going to wait. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye on Paris as he makes his way through Sector 2 now. He's cut the corner a bit there. I'll say a bit. Lap time invalidated for the Haas driver. Sure, it's no concern to him. He's currently running 2nd in the order. C110P fans' effort. It's been pushed back a bit. He's still 8th. A 1 minute 21.408. Paris T32 in Paris T32 in 2nd and Smoke and Cheese in 3rd place. Here comes the Alfa Romeo back on an outlap. 3 minutes to go now. Most likely we'll start seeing a lot of these drivers come back out, try and make one more run at it. She's on soft tyres now. Have a look and see what tyres everyone's been using. Everyone's coming out now. We're changing onto the softs for what looks like a real good run at things now. Afro Ninja, despite his crash earlier, is still running in a very respectable 4th place, so not too bad for him. I mean, the Constructors' Championship is still to play for today. Williams are in control. JTO 40 is tasked with keeping the lead for them over Alfa Romeo, who are the only team with both their drivers running today. It's Alpine in 3rd and AlphaTauri in 4th. It's all still very close. Anyone can still really take it at this point, apart from Haas, Ferrari and Aston Martin. Smoking Cheese, the only driver out on the track now. Taking things very slow on his outlap. Just a couple more minutes left in this session. And if he's got a couple more guys coming back out onto the track now. JTO 40 out on the racetrack, as is C110P fan, as is Dr. Guy, as is of course Smoke and Cheese, and Touch Me Pope's making his way out the pits now. He's making his way through Curva Grande as we speak. Iwardy, he's only got a minute left. At this point, I doubt he'll be able to actually set a time. It's crucial for somebody's going to have to make their way round in time. I think they will. Smoke and Cheese starting the time run on those soft tyres. We're keeping an eye on him as we go around on this lap. He's making his way through the two Lesmos now. He very nearly lost control of the car there, went a bit wide off the exit of the turn. His lap has been invalidated, so there'll be no more efforts for Smoke and Cheese today. JTO40's made his way around to start his lap. Paris 232 will make it. C110P fans also made it. Dr. Guy and I most likely will have a go at his lap. No, Tinky Winky 77 or Iwardy, neither one of those two will have a go. Touch Me Pope's out on the racetrack, but he's making his attempt. So we've got a couple more guys now on their laps as the checkered flag falls to mark the unofficial end of the qualifying session. But it's not over yet because things can still change in this last lap. Smoke and Cheese retires from the session. He's not going to get anything more out of it. JTO40 set a purple sector 1. That has all the signs of another pole lap all over it. C110P fan now following in the tow, or trying to follow in the tow of the Williams in front of him. It's crucial that he places as high up the grid as he can. Iwardy's going to have all the work to do tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow, but in the race. Through a scurry they come. And JTO40's crashed, and that's going to break the yellow flag. Has no real effect on C110P fan. Now he's got clean air as he comes towards Parabolica for the last time. JTO40 can't do anything about the Alpine trying to take pole position away from him. Here comes Paris T32 as well. He's going to have a decent shot to come towards the line. What does C110P fan do? It's P2. Not quite enough, but can Paris T32 do anything as he comes towards the line? He can't. So it's P3 for him, and it's JTO40 on pole for the last race of his title defense. Fruitless title defense. So not the most exciting of qualifying sessions, but JTO40 has come away with the pole position for this one. So we hope you enjoyed the qualifying, and we hope we'll see you back here in a few minutes for the start of the race. Hello everyone, welcome back to this, the final round of the TakeOver Racing League Season 2, the Championship Decider. 3 ways. The championship can go 3 different ways as Paris T32 bins it on the almost bins it on the formation lap. And on that formation lap, we'll go over the starting order for you. It's JTO40 on pole position, the last race of his title defence from Season 1, which has turned out to be fruitless. C110P fan starts in 2nd place. He leads the championship by 3 points going to this last race. Paris T32 starts in 3rd, alongside the driver who sits just 3 points behind our leader, and that's Smoke and Cheese 86, who has a decent chance for the championship. If he can win the race, then that should secure it. Afro Ninja starts 5th for Ferrari. 6th place is Touch Me Pope, who's won the last 2 races despite being a reserve. Dr. Guy and I making up Alfa Romeo's 2nd seat. Alfa Romeo, the only team to have both their drivers in it. They stand the best chance of potentially winning the Constructors' Championship today. Tinky Winky stays 77, another reserve. He starts in 8th place for Red Bull. 9th place is Iwardy, who has it all to do today if he wants to win the championship. Stefalus is in 10th for Mercedes, and it's Stephen 471 for McLaren, rounding them out. There's your pit stop strategy. It's pitched to be a one-stop for drivers pitting for either the hards between laps 9 and 12, or the mediums between laps 11 and 12. That's the pit windows for you. So again, looking at the championship standings going into this final race of the season, C110P fan leads the way by just 3 points over Smoke and Cheese and 16 over Iwardy. If either C110P fan or Smoke and Cheese were to win the race, then the championship is automatically secure for them. But anything can stop in a TakeOver Racing League, so do not count out Iwardy, despite him being 16 points back with just 1 more race to go. But regardless, as of right now, it's the defending champion. JTO40 is leading us round for the start of this last round of the season. Take a look at the tyres everyone's starting on if we can. It looks like the majority of drivers are starting on the soft tyres. That is 7 of us. 7 of the drivers are starting on the softs. Touch Me Pope, Iwardy and Stefalus all on the mediums, and Stephen 471 looking to go long on the start. He's starting on a set of hard tyres. The one driver who can start on whichever tyre he wants, because he is the only driver starting outside of the top 10 as the leaders pull into their starting slots now, and we await the start of the Italian Grand Prix, the final race of the season. If you want to see more content from TakeOver Racing League next season, then make sure to subscribe to the Zach RC channel to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the league and who will be running for the championship next year. The last few cars are now joining up. Stephen 471 coming into his place on the starting grid. This is it, everyone. 3 drivers, C110P fan, Smoke and Cheese 86 and Iwardy HD, all running for the TakeOver Racing League Drivers' Championship. The question is, who is going to take it as we go to 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix, the last race of the season? Lights out and away we go. It's a decent getaway from JTO40. It's a poor one from C110P fan, who loses a place immediately to Paris T32 off the line. Down to turn 1, the Williams has a solid lead. Paris T32 looking inside, trying to take the lead into the first corner. Can't quite get there. He might try to go around the outside. No, unable to do so. JTO40 with the early lead off the start, but Paris is right on his tail in the Haas. C110P fan holding position, Smoke and Cheese in 4th, had a crash in the back, and that's Iwardy in the AlphaTauri, and before they even reach turn 3, it's all over for the AlphaTauri of Iwardy HD. He's out of the championship just like that, and immediately we're down to just 2 title contenders, so very unfortunate for Iwardy HD. It looks like the safety car might be out. I think it is at this point, but very unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver. Really, really bad luck to him there to be caught up like that on the start. So bad luck to him then. So just like that, we're down to just 2 title contenders in this thing. We've got a full course yellow. I think is that a safety car or a virtual safety car? It's a VSC for us here on this first lap of the Italian Grand Prix. But bad luck to Iwardy there. He's been so consistent all year, and unfortunately, the championship is going to slip away from him in this last race. So we're down to just C110P fan and Smoke and Cheese 86 for the championship. What starts this Italian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. I can't quite believe what's just happened there. Going into Curva Grande, the AlphaTauri spins out, and what's done there just cannot be undone. Iwardy out of the session now. Bad luck to him. Hopefully we'll come back stronger the next season. With the green flags back out now, and Paris T32 trying to go for a move through the chicanes, going to turn number 1, and out of turn 2 they come. He's still running right on the back of the Williams car. Tinky Winky 77 is pitting for repairs. Stephen 471 is quite a way back. He ran wide into the gravel in Curva Grande following that opening lap crash as the Red Bull leaves its pit stall. Regardless, it's a decent getaway for a lot of these guys from the safety car restart. It's JT40 with the early lead, followed closely by Paris 232. We're not so close as now. The gap now around, well, just over half a second. So this now means that everyone will score points in this last race. So C110P fan definitely has a decent chance of winning this championship. But as of now, he will win the title. If he was to finish in third place, Smoking Cheese would need to finish at the first. Would need to finish first or second with the fastest lap. JT040 sets the fastest lap at 1 minute 22.8. He's had a very good put start on that Williams. He's now got a gap of about a second of Paris 232 as they make their way back into turn 1. Still a long way to go in this Grand Prix. It can still go anyone's way. But right now it's going the way of C110P fan. These two will only be careful when fighting each other, or at least Smoking Cheese will. A crash between those two, putting them both out of the race, would give C110P fan the title. We've had a crash there, and it's Paris T32 has spun out, and we haven't actually picked that up, so apologies there. But he's got himself going again. He's gone way wide there, going through the first Lesmo, and then towards the second one. He's now down to 8th place. That props C110P fan up to 2nd and moves Smoking Cheese up to 3rd. The Alfa Romeo following in the footsteps of the AlphaTauri. Checking in with the toes within within a second. So he should most likely get DRS when it's enabled, or if it's enabled at this point. But he's got to be careful because Afro Ninja in the Ferrari is running just behind him. And Tosh Me Pope's there in 5th. He's had a very solid start in the Aston Martin, being able to avoid the chaos. JT40 now has a 2.5 second lead. He's really managing to stretch that gap. Open goes the rear wing for Smoking Cheese 86 down towards turn 1. He's not close enough to go for a move this time unless he goes for a very audacious dive bomb, which he won't. Paris 232 now has a 5-second time penalty. He must have come into the pits too fast, so that's unfortunate for him there. He's going to have to try and work that off if he can. It's JT040. Got a very solid lead, like I said, 2.5 seconds. Smoking Cheese now within half a second of his championship rival. He's going to have the DRS down towards Ascari. It's even closer now. Here they come down the straight. This is where it gets interesting. The two title rivals going head to head. This is the sort of action we want to see. Down towards the left hand of Ascari they come. Not going for a move is the Alfa Romeo of Smoking Cheese. He's going to stay behind the C110P fan for as long as he can until he can move out and make that pass. He's going to get the extra toe going down into Parabolica, which will help him close the gap that little bit more. If he gets a good exit, he can go right on the attack. He's braked a little bit early. He's got a bit wider on his entry to the corner than the Alpine did, but he's still okay on that front. He's still running right behind him. So this is where it gets interesting. Down the main straight they come. The DRS opens up. Here they go down the straight. Following the toe. There he goes to the left-hand side. It's going to be tight. He's going right the way to the right-hand side of the track. And there goes Smoking Cheese through and up into P2. And that would mean, at this point, the championship is tied. But that means that Smoking Cheese would need fastest lap, or just needs that one extra point of C110P fans drop a place. Tinky Winky's been giving us things aren't really going his way right now. Touch Me Poke now up into 4th. He's managed to make his way around Afro Ninja in the Ferrari. Smoking Cheese 86 now in control in 2nd place. He's still 3 seconds behind JT040. So he'd need C110P fan to lose to the place, or he needs to get fastest lap. He's built a pretty solid gap over the Alpine, almost a second in front. Off the corner they come. Down the straight they come now towards Parabolica once again. Smoking Cheese trying to close that gap now. It's still It's still over 2 seconds. The efforts to try and close that gap have been fruitless so far. Moving on to lap 6 now of this Grand Prix. The yellow flags are out in sector 2. It looks like Stephalicious has gone off. Must have spun out, but regardless, comes up going again. Afro Ninja's found his way back up in front of Touch Me Pope. It looks like his chances of trying to take a 3rd straight victory are looking grim right now. He'd need a safety car or something like that to be able to bunch everyone back up and give himself a proper chance. Of course, he won for McLaren. He then won for Red Bull last week, making it a Red Bull 1-2 around the streets of Singapore. Everyone a lot more spaced out right now. So not the most interesting race so far, but of course the championship is all there still to be played for between these two players right here, Smoking Cheese and C110P Fan. If you have just joined us, the gap between these two in the championship going into today was 3 points, and right now they sit tied at the top of the table. Iwardy did have a chance for the championship, but is out of the race after a collision on the opening lap. So of course very gutting for him. Down the straight they come now to begin lap number 7. Things very close between these two in the way of the championship. Like I say, tied on points going into this final race. Smoking Cheese is building a 1.7 second gap over C110P Fan. Here's Dr. Garner running in 6th. It's crucial for him today that he tries to score some points for Alfa Romeo, because they can still finish at the top of the Constructors' Championship. But that can be difficult because around he goes, he managed to hang on to the car. But that's not the only reason it can be difficult. And that's because the team they're battling for the championship, Williams, only have one driver, and that's JTO40, who sits in the lead of the race and is catching up on Tinky Winky 77, trying to put him a lap down. Blue flags will most likely be in effect here. The Red Bulls are about to get out of the way. Into Parabolica they come. Stephalicious has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, becomes the 3rd driver to get a penalty today. Blue flags in effect. There goes the Williams through and putting Tinky Winky 77 a lap down. Smoking Cheese still running in 2nd here. He's built 2 seconds on C110P Fan. So Clever Grande goes right on board with him here. Afro Ninja continuing to hold off Touch Me Pope here. So having looked at the stats here, right now Smoking Cheese does have the edge as he's won more races this season. So if things stay the same, then Smoking Cheese would win the championship if I'm not mistaken. They are tied on points, so right now C110P Fan regardless has work to do. Smoking Cheese desperately trying to close that gap. Tinky Winky running right behind JTO40 and he has the DRS on him. He's a lap down, but he can still try and make the move, try and get his lap back. He's not going to look inside. He's right on the back of JTO40 as they come out of turn 1 and 2 and into Curva Grande for turn 3. On lap 9 out of the 27 that will make up this race. As I say, it's not been the most entertaining race so far in this first phase, but hopefully it will get a lot more interesting. Tinky Winky another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds to his name now. He's gone way wide there. Smoking Cheese has now put 3 seconds on C110P Fan, making it all the more harder for the Alpines to try and take those points back in the championship. This is what happens when the championship is as close as it is. As probably they come to begin lap number 10. And Tinky Winky should have DRS once again. He's making his way through. He's ghosting his way through there. Of course, as a lap car, he's able to do that. In a moment, he should reappear properly. Tinky Winky still running just in front of JTO40. The blue flags is still in effect. He's reappeared now, so he's back to normal on that front. Smoking Cheese now is actually closing the gap. It was 2.5. He's closing it slowly. A victory would make it a lot easier for him to secure the championship from here. But he's still got 17 laps to try and do it. We're edging ever close to the pit window. It's Steven 471 now. His strategy hasn't paid off as much as right now as it could have. That's because no one's coming to the pits. But speaking of coming to the pits, in goes JTO40 into the pit lane as Tinky Winky sets the fastest lap at 122.4. And JTO40 will be heading for that last pit box. In he comes. The change onto medium tyres being made. Afro Ninja also in the pits, as is C110P Fan. Who gets out first between those two? C110P Fan out first. Afro Ninja's away. All this means that Smoking Cheese 86 has taken the lead. Of course, he'll still have to pit. As Viscari comes Smoking Cheese still in control of this race. Touch Me Pope forced Cheese 86 has been waiting for. He dives off into the pit lane. Will Touch Me Pope follow him though? Yep, he's coming in. He's on those medium tyres. He's going to have to change onto another compound here. JTO40 being forced to slow down a bit, but this will bunch up the field a lot more. The Alfa Romeo team wanting a good stop here, and away he goes. It's a very good stop there. Out of the pits he comes. Does he have enough to take the lead away from JTO40? Yes, he does. Smoking Cheese now inherits the lead of the race. Touch Me Pope's now up to third. He's on a set of soft tyres. One of those carry him all the way to the end of the race though. We'll have around 13, 14 laps to go when we get back underway. Will they manage to get him all the way to the finish line? But Smoking Cheese now in an absolutely perfect position as he runs around behind the Mercedes safety car. So the running order as it stands now, a lot of drivers have been coming to the pits. Nine drivers left now. Smoking Cheese in first, JTO40 second, Touch Me Pope in the podium places, he now runs third. C110P Fan in fourth place, Afro Ninja fifth, he's closing up to the pack. Dr. Garnai sixth, Paris T32 seventh, having served his penalty. Stefanos is in eighth place, coming in for a set of medium tyres by the looks of it. And Tinky Winky in ninth place on that fresh set of beams. So everyone has now come into the pits for a fresh set of tyres. So it may feel like the start all over again. In a few laps time we get back underway. So by the count now, that means that Smoke and Cheese will definitely win the championship. C110P fans are going to have work still on this restart as Paris 232, as soon as he served the penalty, gets another one. Multiple warnings. I'm assuming that'll be for track limits most likely. Running safety car Afro Ninja down low here, just weaving around trying to get his new tyres up to temperature. Begin lap number 13 of this race. Of course, there's been a lot to process in the first phase of this race. Hasn't been the most exciting of races due to the lower numbers tonight, but still have an exciting championship battle to watch. JTO40 starting on pole, he's now down in second place. Of course, poor luck for Iwadi on the start to be eliminated from the race so quickly. He's out of the race. And Stephen 471 has just retired, bringing out this safety car. Hopefully it'll be the only one we get today. Through the two lessons we go here at a very slow pace. Stefanos has got a 3-second time penalty once again. I'll have a look at the penalties here, if we can. There we go. Dr. Garner has 5 seconds to serve. Paris 232 has 3. He's got the least of the 4 of these guys have got penalties. And both Stefanos and Tinky Winky have 6 seconds to serve. It'll be crucial for these leaders that they don't end up getting one on the start. It looks like we're still going around for at least one more lap, maybe 2, before we get back underway. JTO40 wants a good restart to try and get the race lead back. Here they come out the last corner once again to start lap number 14 of this Italian Grand Prix. Back to turn when we go. Alright, so if you're just joining us now, we'll have a look at the championship as it stands once again. Smoke and Cheese leads the way by a solid what looks to be around 10 points or so. But regardless, if he wins the race, the championship is his. That's how close it was going into the title race between himself and C110P fan in the Alpine. So if Smoke and Cheese was to win the race, like I said, the championship was his. If C110P fan was to win the race, he'd win the title. Regardless of the other one's finish, that'd be the way it would come down. If Smoke and Cheese was to finish second and C110P fan third, or Smoke and Cheese third and C110P fan fourth, then it'll be a tie on points, meaning Smoke and Cheese wins the championship by virtue of more wins. The safety car now making its way in, gets set to go back to racing. Got 13 more laps to decide this championship. Who's going to win it? 8 of our races have all caught all the way back up now. Tinky Winky still trying to close in. He may be in a good position if he catches them when the green flag drops. Looks like he might catch them before the green flag. Smoke and Cheese bunching everyone up. He knows what's doing these restarts. Tinky Winky closing in now. Hasn't caught them at the best of times. He's now right, but he is now right up at the back of the pack. Here we go now. This is it. 13 laps to decide the TakeOver Racing League Season 2 Championship. The green flag going back out now. We're back to racing here on lap number 15. Poor start for F1 Engine. What's happened to him? He's slowing up here. Looks like he may have damage. He's going to the pits. Not quite sure what's happened there. He's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane, so that means that 5 of the 9 drivers still in the race have penalties to serve. Luckily, neither one of our 2 title contenders do. JTO40 staying with Smoke and Cheese on the start. Out to cover Grande they come. He's pulling to the left-hand side. Does he have enough? Cheese holds him off, going into the chicane once again. These guys have to be careful to not go over the sausage curb. C110P fans at a poor restart. He's falling away now from the top 3. Touch Me Pope could actually still manage to take a 3rd consecutive victory. He's on those soft tyres, so he's gonna be on the faster tyres he's on the faster tyres on his restart. He's tracking the toe of JTO40 as they fly down towards the scroll once again. Everyone's staying to the left-hand side as we head into the corner. Smoke and Cheese still in control, but it's in no way over in the race for the lead. JTO40's gone a bit wide there. Down the straight they come. JTO40 to the last corner. When DRS gets enabled, he's got to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes. Smoke and Cheese going way to the bottom of the track. DRS will be enabled on the next lap. Moving to the left now to try and stop the toe. Touch Me Pope is closing in. Will he try and go for a dive bomb going into the corner? He doesn't. He stays in line. C110P fans drop back by a considerable amount now. Back to just Touch Me Pope. He's got Harris T32 of companies behind him. Steph Licious now runs 6th. Tinky Winky 7th. Dr. Guy 8th. And Afro Ninja's now way back in 9th place. And he's with a penalty to serve to boot. JTO40 still running just behind Smoke and Cheese in the race for the top spot. And right now it's definitely looking close in the way of the Constructors' Championship. Very close between Williams and Alfa Romeo going into this thing, to the point where one of them taking the victory could secure the championship. Look how close he is now. And Smoke and Cheese made a bit of a mistake there going through the chicane. JTO40 ran a bit deep there going into it. But on exit, he's doing very well here. He's definitely getting closer. Will he pull to the right hand side and try and go for a move? Will he try and go late on the brakes? No, he doesn't. He's staying right in behind Smoke and Cheese. And Touch Me Pope waiting to pounce. He's staying within striking distance. And on the left hand side, will Touch Me Pope try and capitalise? He's moving to the right. They're going to go 3. They might go 3 abreast into that first corner. Smoke and Cheese on the inside. He's had to give JTO40 room. There goes the Williams driver. He's got the lead, but only just by a wheel. They go side by side, wheel to wheel. This is fantastic racing. Through cover, Grande they go. Touch Me Pope running right behind them, looking to capitalise. Should one of them make a mistake, they come very close to contact there, very nearly banging wheels. Into the chicane they go. Smoke and Cheese goes back in front, and JTO40 forced to duck back into line. What a battle that was through the first sector. Incredible racing there, and that's the kind of stuff we like to see in the TakeOver Racing League. Meanwhile, C110P fans drops back to 5th place now, so that's making things easier and easier for Smoke and Cheese, who just has to hold the lead for the next 10 laps, and he will then win the title. Down the straight they come. Down towards Parabolica they go. JTO40 still once again right there behind him. The yellow flag in sector 3, not quite sure what that's for. Stephanie's just slowing up a bit there, so we're all good. Continue racing. Off Parabolica we go. JTO40's right there. This is where it gets tense. Here we go again. Round number 2 down the home straight. Here at Monza. The DRS is wide open. There he goes, pulling to the left hand side. Touch Me Pope trying to go with him. Around the outside, JTO40 goes into the top spot and defends well from Smoke and Cheese. And Touch Me Pope trying to go inside. He's there, but I don't think it'll be enough to stop Smoke and Cheese and taking the place back. He's forcing him to the outside of the track. Out of the groove there. But he's still holding his own around the outside of Curva Grande as Stephanos gets another penalty. But it's JTO40 who has the lead. Smoke and Cheese now. Through a scurry they go once again. The top 3 not separated by much in the slightest. Albeit they're a little bit more spaced out than they were in the last couple of laps. Down the straight they come here. Out of Parabolica to go once again. This time it could be touched with Hope's turn to go on the attack. He's already there, even without the DRS. He's there on the right hand side. Incredible stuff from the Aston Martin. They'll take the lead here, and the dream of taking 3 victories on the trot is very much still alive. For Touch Me Hope, who roars off into the distance. JTO40 has work to do now to try and retake the lead. Smoking Cheese now down to 3rd. He still has the championship lead to his name right now, and we'll have it even if C110P fan finds a way back around Paris 232. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle. We've only got 8 more laps to go here. It looks like Smoke and Cheese's time to win the championship. Short of a mistake, the championship is in his hand as he very nearly loses the car there. Managed to save it just about. C110P fan, the Alpine, still running in the dirty of the Haas of Paris 232. So it's a real Alonso and Petrov situation here. Think back to Abu Dhabi 2010. Alonso losing the World Drivers' Championship, being unable to make it past the Renault of Vitaly Petrov, and that may be the situation we're stuck with here. Through Ascari once again. Paris went a bit deep there. Touch Me Hope once again screaming off into the distance. The soft tyres are really starting to hit their prime now. He's hit the ground running. He's pulling away to almost a second lead. He might actually be able to get out of the DRS here. He is out of the DRS, but will JTO40 still have it? He does, because he was within a second going through the detection zone. Alpha Ninja's out of the race. You think he must have crashed somewhere. Cameras didn't pick that up. JTO40 going back and forth there. Not quite sure what's happened. But he has to retire from the session. The Ferrari's still going, but most likely he will find himself out in the session in just a moment. Vettel's not choosing to push for a safety car. Out the last minutes to go now. Paris T32 still running in front of C110P fan. It looks like the race for the win is diminishing as we speak, but anything can still happen in the last 7 laps of this race. Smoke and Cheese had to be nice and play it safe here just to make it all the way around again. He shouldn't have to try and push to try and take second place, because right now he's in a position to win the championship. Down the straight they come. Out to Parabolica once again. C110P gonna have the DRS, the one driver who actually does in the whole Monza circuit. Paris T32 trying to break the toe. The Alpine's there he goes off to the left hand side. They're side by side going into turn 1. The Alpine gets the edge, but the Haas still on the inside. They come close to contact. Make contact there. Paris T32 of course has that penalty, so as of now it is 4th place for C110P fan. The Alfa Romeo has just got to hold on here, while Touch Me Pope heads to what looks to be his 3rd consecutive victory of the season. Down towards Ascari once again. C110P fans falling away quite a bit now. He's now out of DRS range. He's now back in. He's now back in range, just about within 1 second. He's closing back in with that extra toe as they head down the stretch. Down the straight they come once again. This is C110P's chance to catch back up. It may be his only hope here as we head down the straight. He's definitely closing that a little bit more. Into turn 1, 0.6 seconds to gap, although he's overshot the corner a little bit. Smoking Cheese 86 still running in 3rd place, which is all he needs right now to secure the title. Touch Me Pope's built 2 seconds on JTO40. He's doing a fantastic job here. I dare say if he can find himself a permanent seat for Season 3, he can be in with a very good chance of winning the championship. Although he's had to work hard for this one. In through a scar he goes again. Down the straight we go. C110P fan now right behind Paris 232. He's moving out to the left hand side, try to go for the move. The Haas backs out. Looks like he might be trying to get DRS here down this next straight. Afro Ninja's left the session, having retired a while back. We're down to just 8 runners left in this race. Down the straight they come. C110P fans up to 4th, but right now he knows it's not enough. Smoking Cheese has to be really careful here. Paris makes a rather audacious move to the inside, forcing the Alpine to lock up. Yellow flags in Sector 3. Tinky Winky out of the race. We're now down to just 7 cars as Stephalicious pits for a set of soft tyres, and the safety car's been deployed. Out comes the safety car on lap number 23, and this changes everything. Everything now still all to play for, with only just under 5 laps to go in this thing. A late caution, the one thing that will always send a championship fight into chaos. C110P fan still has a chance, with only 7 drivers left in the running. Smoking Cheese there in 3rd place, knows that gap he's built is about to be all lost. As is Touch Me Pope is coming in for what looks to be a new set of soft tyres. Smoking Cheese making his way in. He's got a 5-second penalty though, and that could be big. A sudden twist in the tail for Smoking Cheese, who's just got a penalty for speeding in the pits. I don't think he'll be able to serve that straight away. C110P fan in the pits, not all nice and clear. Smoking Cheese will now have to take the lead and build a big gap. Paris 232 stayed out. He's going to assume the lead of the race. C110P fan in 5th place in the running order. Smoking Cheese in 3rd. It's a 5-second penalty now for Smoking Cheese. Everyone's gone onto the soft tyres. This is how we want the season to end, in what could quite possibly be very dramatic fashion. This championship is in no way over. Hope you're looking forward to an exciting end to this Italian Grand Prix, an exciting end to Season 2 of the TakeOver Racing League. Only 7 runners left in this thing, and they're all about to be bunched up again regardless of penalties or how far behind they were. We'll be right with each other once again, and this could mean chaos. Smoking Cheese has a penalty now. He'd have to stay ahead of C110P fan and build 5 seconds in order to claim the title. I'm assuming there'll only be 2 more laps left when we get the green flag. This is really happening. This is where it all gets very, very tense. J240, a few more laps left with his reign as champion. This is where it gets interesting. I keep saying it, but this is where it starts going down. In the closing laps of the season. 3 more laps to go in Season 2. It's Touch Me Pope who leads the running order, trying to take his 3rd consecutive win to round out the season. If he wins, that'll be a quarter of the race. He's won. As Smoking Cheese comes in to serve his penalty now. Very frustrating for him there. I can only imagine the annoyance in the cockpit right now. Waiting 5 seconds. Of course, he'll still run right behind everyone else when we get the green. He's changing onto another set of soft tyres. So all of this puts C110P fan now back in the lead of the championship. Head out of Curva Grande once again. Smoking Cheese is all going to come down to one potential charge to win this championship. He'd need to beat C110P fan and hold him by about 5 seconds, or by 5. Or no, that's out the window now. As long as he gets in front of C110P, the championship is his. However, it may come down to the order at this point in the race. It may come down to where they finish. Because if they finish in 5th, if they both finish in 5th or lower, then Smoke and Cheese will need 2 places here. There's no real time to dwell on that now, because we're getting to the business end of this Italian Grand Prix. We're going to have just 2 more laps to go, and there we go. The safety car in this lap. This is where it gets interesting. This is really happening. Touch Me Pope leads the way. Will he try and bunch everyone up like Smoke and Cheese does? Or will he try and do things his own way? As both the Alfa Romeos run in the back of the order. We started this race with 11 cars. The first driver we lost was one of our title contenders, Iwardy. We've lost 3 more cars since. We've had 2 safety cars in this race. These two, both Smoke and Cheese and C110P, continue to be separated by only a few points. And now it all comes down to these last 2 laps with Touch Me Pope leading the way. If he wins this race, he'll have won a quarter of the races in the TakeOver Racing League Season 2. Here we go. This is where it gets interesting. Here we go. Green flag now. We're back to racing, and Smoke and Cheese hasn't had the best of starts. He's run just behind Dr. Guy, and he hasn't been able to stay with the rest of the pack. No DRS here as of now. C110P fan, of course, on course to win the title. All he's got to do is hold on. He doesn't need to be too aggressive. Paris T32 currently running as an AI. Unsure as to why. Touch Me Pope's got away well on the restart. Paris T32, of course, steals that penalty, so that puts C110P fan up to 3rd. Smoke and Cheese still running with the pack here. All is not lost. It's not over for him. He's on those soft tyres. He managed to get that temperature before the restart, having to catch up to everyone else. He's got to find his way around Stephalicious. I hope that C110P makes a mistake. He's gone a little bit wide there. Stephalicious, will he try and go in the attack? In the Mercedes, not going to do so. Stays in line. Touch Me Pope pulled away to about a 0.6 second gap here. Paris T32 falling away from both these two. One of them went into the gravel a bit there. A Smoke and Cheese making a move on the outside of the Mercedes, going down towards Ascari. This is where it gets interesting. They're going to go side by side. Not exactly wheel to wheel just yet. He has to back out. He's going to try and go around the outside. Isn't able to do it. Has to fall back into line. So right now, C110P fan technically has 3rd place. Smoke and Cheese has 5th. So right now he'll win by 8 points. Going as we move on to this last lap, C110P around the outside. Paris T32 still holding him off. And Smoke and Cheese trying to go underneath. They're going to go 3 abreast here. This is what's happening. There's contact between Stephalicious and C110P fans. Move on to the last lap. This is it. These two going head to head for the championship. But right now, Smoke and Cheese needs to get another place up because otherwise he will not win it. He'll lose by 1 point. He locks up here. C110P fan still in the lead of the championship. It goes around the outside. There's Stephalicious around the outside. On the inside goes Smoke and Cheese. And that is the championship by 1 point now. Smoke and Cheese now in control. He's in 3rd place. C110P fans in 5th thanks to that penalty. Touch Me Pope still on course to try and win the race. But the battle's still going on for the championship behind them. C110P fans falling back now. I think he may have just given everything he can. And once again, Smoke and Cheese has pulled off the ultimate fight back. And this is his championship to win. Will he try and go for the move on Paris T32? Or will he play it safe and not risk it? Here comes Touch Me Pope now, heading towards Ascari and through Ascari. Out of Ascari and down towards Parabolica. C110P fan will do everything he can in this last corner. Will Smoke and Cheese try and go for 3rd? He's a corner away from winning the championship. Touch Me Pope though is currently rounding the final corner. What's going on behind them? C110P fans trying to move around. Smoke and Cheese goes around the outside and will most likely take it. Touch Me Pope has won the race, but here comes Smoke and Cheese through to take 3rd place, and with it, the Season 2 of the TakeOver Racing League. Wait, did he get it? Stephalicious may have just beaten him across the line, and that wouldn't have been enough. Actually, no, never mind. It would still be enough because of Paris T32's penalty. We'll be able to see in the final results here as Touch Me Pope wins the race stop. He gets driver today, and I think that might just be enough, regardless of Smoke and Cheese, to secure the championship, thanks to Paris T32's penalty. Incredible stuff here, but Smoke and Cheese did in fact finish in 3rd place, and I think that might be enough for him to win the championship. Touch Me Pope has won the last race of the season. JTO40 finishes his title defence in 2nd place in the Italian Grand Prix, but I'm not quite sure what's happened there. We'll be able to see in the final results in just a moment whether he has done enough to win the championship. Are we doing the maths here in front of you? Smoke and Cheese finishes third. C110P fan fourth, and that does mean Smoke and Cheese is the Season 2 champion of the TakeOver. He finished tied on points. Smoke and Cheese gets it by virtue. Not quite sure. We'll have to wait for confirmation from the TakeOver Racing League, but what an incredible finish that was. We'll have to wait for, like I said, wait for confirmation to find out who our champion is. I do think Smoke and Cheese has it. And yet it has been declared Smoke and Cheese is the Season 2 champion. So I am correct. I am right, just making sure. That was close. Tied on points in this last race. But he wins it by 1 victory. Incredible stuff. An incredible way to end the season. That was amazing stuff. And we'll be able to hear from the 3 title contenders in just a moment here. What a season it's been. I've only been here for a few races, but it's been incredible stuff in this final race. Smoke and Cheese, though, is your champion. Incredible stuff. We'll go to him in just a moment for his immediate reaction to winning the title by that much. 0.9 of a second. That was all it is between the two of them. And that's what the championship comes down to. Amazing stuff. I can't quite believe it. It's been incredibly close. It's been a great season. Amazing, amazing stuff. I mean, from my perspective, it was absolutely amazing, and I'm so pleased that it's come down to that much. Smoke and Cheese emerges as the winner. He's your champion of Season 2. Incredible stuff here, and in just a moment we'll be able to go to Smoking the TakeOver Racing League from Smoke and Cheese here in his immediate reaction after winning the championship. I still can't really get over how close the finish was in the end. He had to get that. He got that penalty, fell all the way back, and managed to fight back in those last few laps for 3rd place. Amazing stuff. Of course, we will be speaking to all 3 of the title contenders after this finish. But just lost. Alright, so we go to C110P fan, the runner-up in this last race of the season and in the championship as well. Really, if anything, I'm more than gutted for him. But he's done so well all season. He was deserving of the championship. Hello, mate. How are you doing today?
That's what I'm doing.
Commiserations for you, obviously. Unfortunate to come that close in the championship. What is your immediate reaction to that?
What was it?
Yep, 900ths of a second.
I think it says it all, doesn't it?
I suppose so, yeah.
And he's won it on countback.
He has won it on countback indeed.
It's fair. He was way quicker today.
Yeah, he's driven a very good race though. But you've driven a very good season, so congratulations to you for how well you've done throughout the course of the season.
Thanks, man.
Do you plan to coming back to try and win the title next season?
It depends if Touch Me Pope is racing every week or not.
That is true. He's done very well. Do you reckon he has a shot at the title next season?
Well, he's won 3 races in a row, so I'd put him up there.
All right. Well,
I think JT might be back next season.
Potentially, he may be trying to win the title back. He's just lost it for today.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, mate. Again, commiserations done really well this season. You deserve the championship as much as he did.
Cheers, man.
All right.
Take care.
And you.
Bye.
Alright then, so that is the end of it. So, of course, commiserations to C110P fan, who's just about managed to lose the title there. We can see if we can get a response now from Smoke and Cheese. Of course, the champion of the series now. Because you've got a feel for the 2 contenders that were around him in that last race of the season. I say around him. Iwardi, unfortunately, did go the way he did in the opening stage of the race. Still waiting, see if we can get a response from Smoke and Cheese after winning the championship. If not, we'll go straight to Iwardy, who will be waiting for us. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello.
TakeOver Racing League champion. How does that feel?
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on winning that. The comeback in the last few laps was incredible, to say the least.
It was a crazy race.
Yep. I mean, honestly, when you got that penalty, I didn't think you were going to do it. If you don't mind me asking, what was going through your mind when you did get that penalty and had to start from the tail end?
The last couple of laps was absolutely insane.
Yep.
I hope it looked as good as it felt.
Yeah, I hope so as well. One last question: will you be back to try and defend your title next season?
I will, definitely.
All right, we hope to see you then. So thank you for talking to us, and once again, congratulations on winning the title.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you in a bit, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
All right, well, that is Smoke and Cheese for you, the new champion of the TakeOver Racing League. And lastly, before we end things, we're gonna go to Iwardy if we can. Of course, he didn't get to experience much of the title fight, down to purely just being taken out at the start. You don't feel bad for him. All right, here we go. Then we'll be able to get Iwardy on the stream now. Hello, mate. How you doing? Just for clarification, your mic's muted. Here we go. Mate, you alright?
Good, thanks. How you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. Of course, commiserations on the championship. I mean, you were the long shot going into it, and then to have it end as early as it did, how did that feel?
Yeah, I was definitely the long shot on that one. I didn't really expect to win anything coming out of that, but yeah.
Back going into that last.
I mean, there's some very tough races in there. There's like Van, obviously, Smoke and Cheese, JT, Touch Me Poke. They're all quick guys, so I wasn't expecting an easy race, but it would have been nice to kind of see how it went. But there we go.
Mhm. Oh, I do want to ask you about Pope there. Do you reckon he could potentially win the title next season?
He's a very quick guy. Like, obviously, he's won the last few races, but yeah, he definitely has a chance next season if he does decide to race.
You reckon you can stop him?
We'll see. We'll see.
So we'll take that to mean you'll be back next season to try and win the championship.
100%. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a really good league. Loads of guys that are quick. So.
Yeah, I've only been here for a few races, but I'm absolutely loving it. All right, thank you for talking to us again. Commiserations on how things ended, but we look forward to seeing you again next season.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right, and with that, then that is where we're gonna wrap things up. But before we go, we're gonna take a look at the race results one final time. Touch Me Poke wins the race by half a second over JTO40. He'll be back next season to defend the title. Smoke and Cheese not to be back next season to try and win back the title. Smoke and Cheese is now the one to defend from. And yeah, that's your podium, but unfortunately we're disconnected there, unfortunately, so can't really go much more on the race results. But regardless, that is the end of the race. That's the end of the stream. That's the end of the season. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. And with that, we shall see you next time on the TakeOver Racing League when it returns for Season 3. So with that, we thank you for watching, and goodbye.